Hello and welcome back to another video. This video is geared to helping you make a tax payment, but only if helping you make a tax payment, and I'll show you the different options, right? So you're going to hit make a payment. The link is irs.gov and you hit make a payment. Now there are multiple options for you to pay. You can pay through your bank account and then there's no penalty in terms of fees. The other options, a few of the other options, they charge a small fee. So you can pay through your bank account with Pay Now with Direct Pay. So I'm going to click on that and you can see what it looks like. So you can make a payment or you can look up the payment. You'd pretty much be following the instructions, okay? The other option is, and if I can go back or I can just hit the options here, right? So I'm going to go back for the purpose of this is what your screen will look like. So the next option is you can pay with a debit, credit card, or digital wallet. Digital wallet can be PayPal. Credit card, we already know what that is. Debit card, we understand what that is. So pay now with those options. And then once you click on that, there are three options in which you can pay. The pay 1040, if you click on that option, I think it only allows two payments. I don't know what the future will look like after this video, but I've used the pay 1040 and I think there are only two options to pay for the year. The Pay USA, you can pay by debit card. It's a $2.20 fee. If you pay by credit card, it's a 1.85% fee. And I will try to go through these depending on how long this video is, but you'd hit either the three options to make a payment. I'm just gonna go through, let's say the pay 1040 option, right? Click make a payment. And then they will more or less look similar. If you are paying for your personal tax return, it's always pay personal taxes, right? After you do that, you would basically read the instructions carefully. It tells you here what the fees are depending on the type of payment method that you're using. So you want to make sure you read carefully so you're not making a payment in the wrong section and it's not taking weeks for you to get a payment that you paid in the wrong place in the right section, right? So let's just assume that you have a 1040 tax return. That's your tax return that you have a balance on. You're going to hit personal. Then you are going to hit one of the options here. More than likely, it's a 1040 series. If for some reason you had an amended return, you want to be careful and you would essentially pay the 1040X there. If you have not filed a tax return, you requested an extension of time for your filing, you would make the payment there. And then if it's a 1040 for the current year that you owe, you'd select that option. So for the interest of this video, we're going to hit 1040 series. You're going to hit the tax form. You can hit current year or prior year. So whatever is on that tax return, if the tax return, let's look at this. So you can see 1040 form. So whatever's on that tax return, that's what you're paying to. So if your tax return says 2023, that's the number that you're looking for. If your tax return says 2022, that's the number you're looking for. The time I recorded this video, 2022 is what's available. So we're going to hit that. And then we're going to, make sure the year is correct here as well. And we're going to enter the amount that we wish to pay. Let's just say I'm paying 1,923. Your location, filing location could be inside the US if you're filing within the US, if you live overseas and you're filing outside of the US, then you hit that option. And sometimes you'll get letters from the IRS saying that you have a balance due. This is what this is asking here. You check that box and you hit next. Most times, the forms will look similar. Primary social or ITIN, that would be the top if you are married. So if it's a 1040 and it's a 1040 form. If you are married, The person's name that is at the top of the tax return, right here, that's the name and social security that you are going to enter. So here, if you file by yourself, you already know you'd enter your information. So your social or ITIN goes there, you confirm it there. If you have a spouse, you'll enter their social and ITIN there and confirm it there as well. Now, the spouse is always the person whose name is at the bottom here, right? So when you look at the tax return, whoever has their name at the top, that is the primary. Whoever's name is at the bottom of the tax return, that is the spouse. That's how the tax return is read by the IRS, and that's what you need to do to prevent any issues from, happening with the payment not being applied on time or not being applied to the correct return. And then the primary name, that's the name at the top of the tax return. You're going to enter it there. Last name, you're going to enter it there. Date of birth, you're going to enter it there. Phone number, address, email address. You want to make sure you enter the correct email address so it can send you a notification. Then you're going to hit next. I'm going to go back, right? And go back to the three options. So you have Pay USA. These are the fees to process your payment. You can pay by digital, you can pay with cash. They have a pay with cash option where I think you can go into certain stores and make like a payment up to a certain amount, and you click the link, they'll give you like a code or something like that. So those are your options for paying with a card or a debit card or a credit card or a digital wallet, meaning PayPal, right? The other option is you can sign into your account and pay. So you click that option here. So we started with the video, and then we talked about paying with your bank account. We spoke about paying with debit or credit card. Now the other option is to pay by signing into your IRS account. So you'd go to your account and you go in there and you pay. Now, I do want to say for this option, if your name is not at the top of the tax return, so whoever's name is at the top of the tax return, that should be the person that's going in to sign if you are filing jointly return with your spouse. Otherwise, you should be fine signing in with your information. But if you file a joint return with your spouse and your spouse's name is always at the top of the return, that's who needs to create an account. That's who needs to sign into the account to make the payment. If the other person makes the payment, you oftentimes have to call the IRS to get the payment applied to the actual tax return. That is the option there. There are other options here as well. There's the EFTPS option. This one is used for, like, let's say you want to prepay. It gives a lot more options. It's a little bit more clunky in terms of navigating the software, navigating the options. You have to create an account and all that, but you essentially can like schedule payments where it automatically is pulled from your bank account. There is the option to make estimated payments. So you prepay on your taxes in advance. And then let's say if you have like a case with the IRS where you owe money, you can have an offer and compromise payment, right? So, and then of course there are other types of payment. If you need to apply for a payment plan, the option is here as well, right? Hopefully this video was clear and it was helpful. I would say just make sure you read every section with understanding when you're entering social security numbers, ITIN numbers. Be sure you don't miss any digits because that can cost weeks of going back and forth with the IRS trying to get the payment applied correctly. All right. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know. Have a great day. Bye.